Well, he attack me. But Jayden Chase, they have to make the fans them know what really are going on.
What you talking about is Jayden place. See me up to the time, a cartel. I represent for Jayden Chase. We spray them face on the AK rays. See me up to the time, the Gaza station.
No, this is not just an album. This is an experience. Vybz Kartel X-rated, available worldwide on all digital platforms. Make sure you support good music. Vybz Kartel and Sharp Bass Music presents. You know the something go stream, view, support. Yeah, man, move settings, viewers and subscribers, and we no need no ladder. Gaza Nation, we no find the Gaza station. Welcome to the channel, Jayden Chase, and yes, we are bring on another new and yes exciting reason on the topic of dancehall and entertainment. Remember, the man, I remind you now, but click the subscribe icon, then the bell icon, and also leave a like, a comment, and yes, what's a shape on the vlog in truth. Viewers and subscribers, it is clear that civilian lives do not matter. Whenever members of the security force are found to have used the power given unto them by the state wrongfully, it's always like after a time, after the dust settles, them release them. When Vybz Kartel appealed this case, there was never any proof in the initial trial that suggested that he should have been convicted. He subsequently lost that appeal, while the police constable was convicted and fined over $1 million for the 2014 viral videotape shooting of the taxi operator, has won his appeal against his conviction and his sentencing. And me gonna repeat that, viewers and subscribers. Viral videotape of the incident. As someone just pointed out, there was never any evidence, whether forensic, any videotape, or any other type of evidence that proved the prosecution's thoughts and accusations. Now, in this 2014 incident, March 24 to be specific, we in the same month. Now, Hamel was on duty in Hopewell Square in Hanover, where he stopped a taxi man. Situation erupted. Two of them involved in a scuffle. They were pulled apart by another officer and onlookers. Now, along with the videotape of the incident, the taxi operator, the one who was injured, had a written letter sent to the Court of Appeal. It stated, viewers and subscribers, that while the DC, the District Constable Joel, was holding the complainant, Hamel, the JCF member, fired one shot in the air and then fired 4 more rounds. 2 hitting the taxi driver, one in his upper right leg and the other in his lower left leg. Him no want the man do no more taxi work, but they even know if the driver can operate a vehicle again. So why is it even in cases like these, when the evidence, remember this individual was initially convicted in the initial trial, but as I'm state, anytime members of the state are found guilty of using their powers in the wrong way, what always happen? After a time, I want to hear more about it. Boom! Things like this happen. In this day and age, though, it's a bit different because people are pay attention to things like these. Normally, after court proceedings are handled, it becomes public knowledge. But who really go search the net or search for the results of these court proceedings? Very, very few. You might be interested when you see it over the news. When you flash over the news, they hear so this go on and say, wait, this is an atrocity. This should have never happened. But after that, most people, especially if it is not rebroadcast again on the news, it's almost like it fade from memory. And these situations continue to happen over and over again. Where was the DPP to make sure that this individual was not released? Where was all the push? Where was the zealous? But we'll see when they matter about Vybz Kartel and his court case. Now, in Hamel's defense, viewers and subscribers, he testified that the complainant did not retreat or seem scared after the altercation was being sorted out by the DC and people who were on the scene. He said, the taxi driver went as far as to lunge at him. Thereupon, he fired 2 shots, one in the lower part, 2 in the lower parts of the complainant's body. But that is different from what the video and what other people who were there said, who said a total of 4 shots were fired. The warning shot, which he had to have fired, because if a man set him rip off and fire 2 shots, 2 in the lower part, well, we must say at least him have good aim for, not kill the individual. But as I think would be procedure, there would have to be a warning shot fired. So it have to be more than 2 rounds. People were there said it was a total of 4 rounds. He's saying it was only 2. Now, for the family, for the individual himself, all is not lost. Constable Wayne Hamill is again to stand trial. To stand trial for wounding with intent. And that stemmed from the incident that happened 7 years ago. Now, viewers and subscribers, what all of this means is, well, first and foremost, the officer was never subject to incarceration. In fact, the nature of the court's findings means that the applicant will have to be refunded the fine which he paid. If he paid the entire $1 million to the taxi operator, which he did injure, he will have to be refunded the entire $1 million. So not only is this individual free to go, but he will be refunded all of the money where he was ordered to be paid. He was ordered to pay. So what is this saying? What kind of precedence does this set for other officers? Where is the justice for the average man? Where is the justice for the people who are not rich but are not members of the state? Meaning say we are not security force members. These are trying to show you so there will be no justice for them. Talk to me. In this situation, we always see altercations like this happening from time to time. Taxi man, JCF officer, and you know what I mean, the whole kind of vibe, whole heap of entanglements and the way. I'm not saying, remember, being an officer, you have to think about your own life as well. You don't want to lose your 3 points out there while on the job. So we know the mindset they go. But think about it. An unarmed cabbie, they ain't get enough training where you can restrain an unarmed cabbie. Nah man, then that means that we need to go look into what going up our academy then. Because if you are not trained to the point where you can restrain an unarmed individual, then maybe you have not been trained for fouled out on the streets. No, maybe you need a couple extra months before you circle the streets. These are trying situations. These are trying situations. You have to know that. Being an officer, you have to know that. And the cabbie wrong. If the cabbie try move to the officer, we not gonna stand for the wrong. Cabbie have to know what him do. See that him get binds. So if him have to know what him do for him own life, you cannot try to attack somebody with a piece of iron. You have to know what you do. At that point in time, the officer was armed and dangerous. You have to know what you do. Feeling that his life was at risk. You don't know anybody cornered. I'm going to switch from defense to offensive. So you know the thing go. So in that situation, we're going to say, alright, so be the case. But the fact that him win the appeal 7 years later, the money has ordered to be repaid. I say, yo, I notice a recurring situation with JCF members and members of the security force when ever while on duty them find themselves before the courts because of either excessive force or whatever the case may be. But notice them always, it's always a slap on the wrist type of settings. You know what I mean? This individual was fined for firing 2 rounds into an individual's leg. Fined $1 million, and now at the end of the day, them order him to get back the $1 million when he pay. What that I say? I don't like the message that I send. Them have to think about that too as well. I don't like the message that almost I tell people say, yo, watching you know, this can happen and nothing now come out. I say it, I gotta look to the people's eyes. Talk to me. Tell me how you feel about the situation. But it's the one called Jayden Chase, the dancehall correspondent, the Gaza representative. And I'm reminding you now, if you're new to the channel, new to the movement, just a pass through. But you like the reason and of course you like the point of view, well, I'm suggesting to you that you click the subscribe icon, then the bell icon right after that and put it on all, and this is how you will be notified of all fresh content as soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you right here on the platform. You man the like icon, then drop a like, bust a share. You know the something go. You know what I mean? Comment section up 24/7 never lack yet. So tell a friend, join the discussion. Or we can continue the reasoning via the comment section. You know the something going for those who don't. Yeah man, I move settings fam. And no, we don't need no ladder. And my sentiments for you and yours is of course gonna live, love and prosper. Well, first and foremost, you know, for all young artists, we are wonder what one. Yes, the review is still up and running. Contact the IG page Jayden_Chase_ for more details. You know the something go. Yeah man, until the reason again, myself live, love and prosper, viewers and subscribers.